welcome to your personalized reading with me. I hope you had a great Christmas, Yule, or whatever it is that you'd like, Hanukkah, or even if you're atheist. I hope you had a great, awesome holiday season, and New Year's is on its way. You've asked me to look into a situation that is kind of getting to you, and that is very, very short. It's so funny how lately people have been leaving me really generalized type of things, questions, or ways to look into situations. I mean, that's a preference. I like it. This is some sage going on on the side. Please don't be alarmed. It cleanses the environment. I also have in my presence, I have my bat totem. I have a rose quartz heart, and it says Dad on it. And then I have a selenite heart present. So this is placed here. They're here because I can feel, as you sent me the message and your question, I could just, in the energetic field, I can feel that there's some sort of trauma that's being taking place within your heart. And I can sense that it's nothing that you've done, and I can sense that you haven't done anything wrong, or I can feel, excuse my throat, that it's just something that involves another person. Either they misunderstand you, or they're just not up to your level in terms of understanding where you're coming from, who you are as a person, what your needs are, and so on and so forth. So I will be giving you a reading from my own creation, my own Cartomancy Divination deck. To purchase a deck, or to even purchase life coaching sessions, or any type of reading with me, if you'd like even a generalized reading with me, you have a few options. You can visit redearthgoddess.com, click on services, and you'll find different options there. Okay, so here are my cards, and I will be shuffling the deck. Please don't mind me shuffling. I have my own way. These are pretty big. So, yes, there we go. So I feel that I don't feel I should share what it is that you mentioned, because it's very, it involves the heart, okay, and it was very deep, and maybe I could share it, but I just feel that it's just something, a traumatic situation that you've been through recently, and it could be revolving another person, or maybe an expectation of another person that they felt you couldn't fulfill, or even vice versa, okay? And what I got here so far is the Nine of Diamonds. And what I'm feeling here is that you're just a very energetic, positive, light person, on a soul level, on a spiritual level, on a physical. You're always smiling. You're always making other people feel happy. And if you're not making them feel happy, you're always striving to make people feel happy. And I feel as though that's been your top priority in life, which is to fulfill other people's needs. Because it's as if when you fulfill other people's needs, you're fulfilling an aspect of yourself, a need of yourself. Like you're putting in love and nurturance towards yourself when you're putting in effort and happiness and joy and a smile on another person's face. Now, there's so many ways how I can continue with this and tell you why your heart is traumatized at the situation. I feel as though with this creation that you have here, because, there's a lot of beauty here. You're feeding these beautiful animals. You're going out of your way and you're feeding them. And she's got a pink dress, pink, white, and blue. And that's a very heart-centered. I didn't choose this card. It came out naturally. So it's all confirming it. And this card, or this heart, the colors. See the colors? It's as if you work extremely hard, and I can tell you one thing right now out of experience, and you can completely take this advice or not, but just because I feel as though your heart has been, it feels as though you've had an attack on your heart, and it's not so much that this person deliberately has attacked you or harmed you or tried to harm you. It's just you're at a completely different pace, and this person's at a completely different pace than you. I feel as though you're consistently growing by giving to others, but I feel like you're finally at the stage in your life where you finally realized, I don't want to help people anymore. And it's not even just about wanting to help people anymore. I don't want to be running around fulfilling other people's needs when my needs are not being met. Because when I'm fulfilling other people's needs, my needs are being neglected, and then in return, even if they try to fulfill your needs or my needs, when I say my, it's you, it's me, it's all of us. That's why I have these videos generalized, as in for the public, excuse me, I said generalized. That's why I ask if I can have these videos public, because I know it can resonate with other people. And I feel as though you've just reached that stage of your life where you're like really, really realizing that you are neglecting an aspect of yourself. And it's not even just that. Other people don't know how to fulfill your heart's desires. Other people don't know how to fulfill it, and so there's been a wound or a scratch in your heart or a tie. It's like your creativity, your tummy chakra energy field has been tied with your heart, and it's like this is not getting you anywhere. And I know this is a diamond, but the way I've created this deck is to be very open-minded, open-hearted. I don't necessarily have to literally go by the symbology, like the symbols, whether it's like you're somebody who comes out very positive in like a star, or if this is a financial card. I go with my intuition, and I go with what I feel and what I sense, and I feel that's what I feel, and I just feel that you're at this point in time, you're at this point in your life where you're going to break down if you just don't have these roles changed up, or not even just a role. And I'm glad and I'm so proud that you were able to identify, recognize, and acknowledge to begin with that this isn't serving you anymore, and this is not serving the people, your friendships anymore, because your friendships aren't growing. It looks like as if the more you give, yeah, you do grow a little bit, but then you don't grow with these people because they don't know how to give to you. And a lot of times, even if they try to give to you, again, like I said, it's not fulfilling what it is that you really truly need. And I feel that a lot of us, we don't really know that. Like, we don't realize that. But I just, if you feel that you need some extra support or somebody else to regularly talk to, I'm here, you have me. You can even, look into coaching sessions with me just to have somebody to grieve with. I find that it's not necessarily talking about your problems that really, or an issue of that nature to really get over it. I feel to be able to recognize, to identify that's what it is that you is getting there, then we're able to get, which is a form of getting to the root of the situation, okay? That's where we're able to take something and to transform it into something else. And it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a little bit of time. It takes some practice. It takes grieving. But, moving forward with it. And because you're moving forward with it, I see this. So this is a very powerful card. This is a very, very empowering card. And this is, like I said, an acknowledgement, a recognition, and to be able to identify what it is that you are doing that's not serving you anymore. It's not serving your highest good anymore. It's not serving your growth in relationships anymore. And I can feel really, really deep down in my heart, connecting to yours, that you want relationships or friendships more than anything. I can sense that you've lived the life of single life, which is, I'm not talking about like a relationship like a man and a woman. I'm talking about friendships overall. Okay, like a guy and a guy, a girl and a girl, just friends in general. Um, so identifying, recognizing that we do have the inner power to change things, to recognize things, to identify what's no longer serving us, and to be able to identify in a soul manner what it is that we truly feel, or can we find out what will fulfill our soul, our heart in relationships. Okay? And it's not that you have to really go about and tell these people these things. It's not necessarily the case. But it is good to be honest. It is good to have communication, to be open enough to speak up. Because I myself, I've journaled a lot growing up as a child. Nobody understood me. I used to journal a lot. I used to journal my feelings. Because when I did communicate with my family and whoever I was around, they didn't understand me, or I would get mocked. So yeah, I would suggest journaling when you're, alone and stuff of that nature. But I feel like you're at that point of your life where you're at that point where you're like, you know what, you either accept me as I am or I'm out. And I get you. I totally get you. So I feel that the journaling would be best suited for you so you can evolve and grow on your own. And I feel speaking up, saying it like it is in a really loving nature, and if people accept it, people don't understand it, then moving on would be the best bet, because number 5 is all about change, and it's a very compassionate, loving card. And I mean, look at the picture. It's nothing but rebirth and growth here. I see the sun hitting through a silhouette of this beautiful dress of hers. She's got flowers here she's picking. There's water here. So with complete love for yourself, with complete compassion, and taking that energy and taking that nurturance of going around and fulfilling other people's happiness, take that and give it to yourself. So she's picking from the ground, from Mother Nature, which is another aspect of nurturance. Mother Nature is all about nurturing her children in an abundance of form. Again, going back, figuring out, recognizing, identifying that you are empowered, you are strong, you are taking back your power, you are working with your power to bring forth everything that you've put out and to bring it back in, and to work with bringing it towards yourself. So she's picking the flowers, and she's going to be taking it home, and she's going to be working with the essence of the flower nature, and to work with empowering herself with it. Okay, so there's some changes here, and these are some really, really, really good changes. And I see that within the new year, which is, the end, an accumulation, in terms of vibration for numerology, I see that there's some excellent changes in store for you. And I also see that, again, like I said, it can take a lot of courage and bravery to be able to, first of all, identify this and then take actions to be able to do this for yourself. Because a lot of times, the people that we thought were meant to be on our life are really not, because they've completed a cycle for you. They've completed that lesson, that teaching you that you must take care of yourself first. Okay, because you are far more important. Your health, your happiness, your joy is far more important. Nobody can satisfy you. Nobody can fulfill your needs the way you can. Nobody will quite understand it. Nobody will quite ever understand you. But are they willing to accept it? Are they willing to accept your path? And that is a journey that, that can take as well. But I feel as though you're just at this point in time, you're at this point in your life where you've reached a point where you're like, you know what? And I can feel that maybe you have hinted a few times, maybe you have communicated and you have said, you know what, this is not, and that is, and I feel that people just have not understood you quite well. And that's where you just say, or you don't even have to say, you just move forward with your path, take up more of your hobbies, if it's a new study, if it's a new hobby, if it's a new craft, take it up, move forward with it, and you never know who you might meet on this new journey of yours. If it's a class, you might meet somebody with a new type of hobby. And I feel when you find and you connect with someone who's doing the same thing as you, those are your soul families, or that's a soul connection right there, because You're not running around trying to fulfill another people's need when this other person is already in the same class, in the same level, in the same situation, of growth, of creativity, of whatever it is. You're on that same level, and I'm not saying it's going to be for the rest of your life, because you may find, if you're someone like me who's constantly shifting, changing, learning about myself, I mean, look at me. My channel is all about the faceted aspects of myself, educating people about that, because there's not many people who are aware that we are multifaceted and how to incorporate this essence of ourselves into our daily lives, and to be able to, first of all, identify this about other people, and that we are what we see in other people, and how to, because if we don't recognize it, if we don't identify with it, then it's going to continue harming us, hurting us, affecting us on the external level. And a lot of times we harm ourselves without even realizing it, okay? We can blame another person for something that they've done, but really it's because we're allowing it, because we think it's what we want, we think it's what we need, but it's not serving us anymore. So until you really are recognizing that, it's going to keep continuing. So this is what I mean if you go back to my other videos and I'm saying you're not on my level or whatever, I don't mean to hurt anybody or whatever, but I'm at a point of my life where that codependency, that dependable person is no longer there. I've changed. I've grown. I'm not that type of person anymore. I'm here to embark leadership. I've always been a leader since I was 2 years old, but I've always had to balance, because I've had to have issues with authority. I've had to have issues with teachers, educational systems, the law. It's not like I actually gone out and did anything illegal, but if you watch my older videos, I'm a shaman. I've been here to heal my DNA, my ancestors, genocidal survivors, and my family, my parents, and all that nature. And nobody has been ever able to fulfill my heart's desires, my true heart's calling. No one. And that's why I have to be that leader. I have to be the one to embark that journey. And I have to show to people that I'm recognizing what I need to do, or myself and my traits, and my ancestors and my family that's not serving me. I have to be the one to move forward with this, because I know there's other people like me. And maybe it could be that they need a mirror. They need somebody to show that to them. And it's not like I'm going out and saying, do this for me. It's just a mirror. It's having someone to be able to identify and recognize these things, and then people will find their way. And I find that this is going to be a really good outcome for you, because the Six of Hearts, another Hearts, is here. And 6 is all about balance, okay? Very much a balanced, motherly, nurturing card. It's linked with the planet Venus in old Vedic. I'm not sure if it was like a long time ago, it was associated with Saturn, but things have changed. Saturn is now linked with the number 8, and this is much more associated with the planet Venus now. And I feel, again, there's a lot of love. You'll find that, like I said, embarking a new journey. So it could be a new study. It could be learning more about yourself. It could be you just journaling your feelings out. Who knows? Maybe you will take a new craft. Maybe you'll be working on creating your own new book, or creating a new blog, or a new community of blogs, or crafts, handcrafts. It doesn't have to necessarily be a philosophical, type of thing. But I feel that there will be someone there giving you some compassion, because you'll find that there's someone on your level who really resonates what you're doing. So this is where the art of like attracts like comes in, because like I said, if you take up a new hobby, an interest, or a new something, somebody on that same frequency will come into your life, and just naturally it will just blend together, okay? A lot of people think that you have to throw an arm and a leg and fight and for someone, and okay, sometimes there is a protection, or you have to fight for someone, but not to make them happy, to be around someone on a regular basis, the greatest way is to be yourself. Be yourself, because at the end, you don't have to run around to satisfy someone. When you are being yourself, that is worth billions of dollars to another person, okay? Because you are both mirroring each other's essence, hobbies, and interests. And those people will, no one's perfect. You may have a little bit of a misunderstanding, especially in the beginning when everybody's not quite sure. Because we are here, like for me, for example, in my channel, you have no idea how many people, whether it's men and women, all walks of ages, whether they have long hair and a beard, or if they have a shaved head, and whatever, like, you have no idea how many people have told me, oh my God, if it wasn't for you, I don't know where my life would have been. They were on the verge of suicide. They were on the verge of madness, severe drugs, or whatever, or drinking, or whatever. And it's not like I'm bashing those things or I'm against them or whatever, but for people to even tell me that and just say that to me, and maybe in the beginning or somewhere along those lines we had a disagreement or something of that nature, but two people are not going to be 100% on the same page all the time. There's going to be disagreements, but eventually they're going to be able to recognize that and eventually work with it and work with you. And no relationship, no friendship is perfect all the time. Something but will happen to keep you guys back on track, and to keep you forward with this hobby, this interest, this recognition, this identification. Or when I say identification, it's not an identification of, okay, someone labeled me or I labeled myself a shaman, so I have to go through the exact definition or identification of what a shaman is. That is not what I mean. I'd like to get some things clear here. It's just being able to identify that you see something within someone else that you have within you. It's being able to identify and recognize something that no longer is serving you, that either you are doing, or that you are attracting, or that you are living, or that you are saying, being, so on and so forth, okay? It could be anything. Anything at all. It could be friendship, it could be yourself, it could be a hobby, an interest, a word, an action, whatever it is, okay? And then you can take whatever it is to change it, okay? So I just hope you really enjoyed this reading. There's a lot of beauty in store for you, okay? There's a lot of hearts, like the cards. There's a lot of love. I feel, and it's not even just of late, like a lot of people all my life, they've told me, my life was meaningless before I met you. You came into my life, and I now find the meaning of my life because you exist. And by you existing, I know there is the sun after the rain, or, And a lot of times I haven't shared that, and maybe I should. Maybe I should share the amount of heartfelt things people have said and people have done for me in return, and some of them haven't. Some of them have harmed me in return because of envy or jealousy or something. But that is only because they were not being truthful with themselves. They were not being able to recognize. They did not want to admit. And it could be that maybe they did admit that they were not able to do that for other people, so that envy was there, or even for themselves. Do you get what I mean? There are people like that out there, and to each their own. Not to harm them, not to bash them, but it just means they're not on your level. They're not here to satisfy something or to fulfill a task for you, to fulfill your soul's journey, to fulfill your path, excuse me. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and this will be going on my YouTube, public YouTube channel. So feel free to comment, feel free to send me a message and let me know how this goes. You can come back to this anytime, and again, like I said, if you ever need somebody to grieve to, or just somebody to listen to you, or anything of that nature, I do have life coaching sessions. Okay, honey, so Have yourself a good day. Bye.